All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Easy Money and Sports Betting Show, Tuesday, December 27th, 2022. I hope everybody had a great holiday with their family. I didn't do too bad on my picks over the weekend, but I'm Chris Gonzalez, joined by my dad, Tony Gonzalez. How you doing?
Doing pretty good. I did real good on my picks. I went 10-2. I hit two parlays. I hit the NBA on Friday, and I hit a NHL on Friday. And then on Saturday, I was 2-1 on NFL, and Sunday 2-1 on NFL.
Let's see. On Friday, I done real good on Friday. Friday, I was 1, 2, 3, 4. I was actually 6-0 on my picks on Friday, 4-0 in the NBA, 2-0 or 1-0 in NCAA football, then 1-0 in college basketball. Now NFL Saturday and Sunday, I went 2 for 4, so I didn't do real good in the NFL this week. Which in a couple of the games, I like the Vikings game. I had the Vikings minus 3.5. Just they won, but they didn't cover. So I mean, there was a couple of the games I had like that, but so it wasn't a terrible weekend. Like I said, I done real good on Friday. Just didn't do very good Saturday or Sunday. Got a decent slate of games today. Got some NBA, a couple college football games, a few college basketball games. College football starting to pick back up now with a lot of the bowl games going on.
Yeah.
Of course, no NFL now till Thursday. Or, well, do they still do Thursday?
I think there's still a Thursday game this week.
Okay, because I know once it gets to a certain point, they don't do Thursday game. They start doing more Saturday games.
Yeah, I think there's still a Thursday game this week.
I think there is. But we'll go ahead. We'll start in the NBA. You got the Philadelphia 76ers at the Washington Wizards. The 76ers are 5-point favorites, minus 198 on the money line. The Wizards are plus 168 on the money line. Over-unders at 225. I like the 76ers in this game at the minus 5. Sixers are 5-0 over their last 5 games. Been playing good basketball. They're the better team in this game, even though they're on the road. Then you have the Los Angeles Lakers at the Orlando Magic. Magic are 3.5-point favorites at home, minus 152 on the money line. Lakers are plus 128 on the money line. Lakers are having some injury problems right now. No Anthony Davis. I know LeBron's been battling I think an ankle or I think it was an ankle injury that he's been battling a little bit, but Anthony Davis is out indefinitely with the stress fracture in his foot. I would lean toward Orlando. It's not a game now I'm going to take, but I would lean toward Orlando in that game. Los Angeles Clippers at the Toronto Raptors. The Raptors are 4-point favorites at home, minus 176 on the money line. Clippers are plus 148 on the money line. Over-unders at 218.5. I like the Raptors in this game at home. Clippers are 3-2 over their last 5. Raptors are 2-3 over their last 5. But Raptors have been playing good at home. This actually went down. It was at 4.5 earlier. Now it's at 4. Atlanta Hawks at the Indiana Pacers. The Hawks are 1.5-point favorites on the road, minus 118 on the money line. Pacers are even money. Over-unders at 238. I like the over the 238 in this game. Both these teams score a lot of points. Hawks don't play a lot of defense. I like the Pacers at home on the money line. Pacers have been playing good basketball. You still have Clint Capella out for the Hawks. So I like the Pacers on the money line, but I also do like the over the 238. Houston Rockets at the Boston Celtics. The Celtics are 14.5-point favorites, minus 1,200 on the money line. The Rockets are plus 750 on the money line. Over-unders at 229.5. Rockets are 1-4 in their last 5. That one win being yesterday, as they killed the Bulls yesterday. But that's why I usually don't take games at a big point spread. But I like Boston in this game, even out to minus 14.5. For one, Houston's coming off a back-to-back, second game of a back-to-back. Celtics haven't played since Christmas, so they've had a couple days off. And the Celtics looked real good on Christmas. The last two games they played real well after losing a couple games, losing to the Pacers, and I forget who they lost to before that. Then the last couple games they've looked been back in form. I just think they're going to be too much for the Rockets on a second game of a back-to-back. Spurs and Thunder. The Thunder are 7.5-point favorites, minus 295 on the money line. The Spurs are plus 240. Over-unders at 236.5. I favor the Thunder in this game. This isn't a game that I'm going to take as one of my picks, but I do like how Gilchrist Alexander has been playing for the Thunder. I think the Thunder are a little bit better than the Spurs. Then you have the Phoenix Suns at the Memphis Grizzlies. Grizzlies are 8-point favorites, minus 320 on the money line at home. Suns are plus 260 on the money line. Over-unders at 225.5. I like the Grizzlies here at the -8. The Suns are 2-3 over the last 5, but for this game tonight, Devin Booker's out, Payne is out, Shamit's out, so Suns are really undermanned tonight going against the Grizzlies team that's right up there as one of the best teams in the West. So I like the Grizzlies at the -8. New York Knicks at the Dallas Mavericks. Mavericks are 4.5-point favorites, minus 190 on the money line. I favor the Mavericks in this game at the -4.5. And I like the over the 218.5 in that game. Then you have the Charlotte Hornets at the Golden State Warriors. The Warriors are 4.5-point favorites at home, minus 190 on the money line. Over-unders at 239.5. I would favor the Warriors because they're at home. They struggle on the road, but they do play good at home, even with some of the injuries they're having. And then last game of the night in NBA is the Denver Nuggets at the Sacramento Kings. Nuggets are 4-point favorites on the road, minus 168 on the money line. Nuggets are right up there as a top team in the West, maybe top team in the league. Jokic is playing at an MVP level again for the third straight season. I like the Denver Nuggets at the -4. That's all the NBA games. My picks for the NBA tonight are going to be the 76ers -5, Pacers money line, and I like the over the 238. Celtics at the -14.5, Raptors -4, Grizzlies -8, and the Denver Nuggets at the -4.
I have a parlay for the NBA. I've got the Charlotte Hornets at Golden State. I'll take Golden State -4.5. I've got the Philadelphia 76ers -5 against the Washington Wizards. And then I've got the Spurs at the OKC Thunder. I'm going to take the Thunder -7.5.
Let's see. What's the best picks for tonight's two NBA late games? In the two NBA late games, I like the Warriors at the -4.5, or the over the 239.5 in that game, because both them teams can score a lot of points. And then I really like the Denver Nuggets at the -4. So I'd go Warriors -4.5 and Nuggets -4 on the two late games. College football, I got a couple bowl games, one going on right now, but later you have Coastal Carolina against East Carolina. I like East Carolina at the -7.5. And then I like Wisconsin over Oklahoma State. And Wisconsin's a 3.5-point favorite in that game. Did you have anything for college football?
No, I didn't do any college football.
That's basically, you got Memphis and Utah State playing right now. Then you got two other bowl games, which is, like I said, is Coastal Carolina against Eastern Carolina. Eastern Carolina is a 7.5-point favorite. And then you got Wisconsin at Oklahoma State. I like Eastern Carolina at the -7.5 and Wisconsin at the -3.5. And then in college basketball, got a few games, but the games I like a couple games. I like Notre Dame at the -7.5 against Jacksonville, and I like Marquette at the -7.5 against Seton Hall.
What's that? Notre Dame was 7.5.
Yes, yeah, Notre Dame's at 7.5.
Yeah, I've got a college basketball parlay. I've got Northwestern State at Texas A&M. I'll take Texas A&M minus 16. I got Jacksonville at Notre Dame minus 7.5. And I got Texas A&M Commerce at Texas, and I got Texas minus 13.
I looked at that game.
And I don't think that's 13. I think it's 30.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
I think it's 30.
Texas,
Yeah.
29.5.
Okay, yeah.
I looked at that game, but I just didn't want to give up the 29.5.
I'll take Texas.
So also, I thought about the Texas Tech against South Carolina State, but it's at 31.5.
Also got an NHL hockey parlay. So I've been doing pretty good on my hockey parlays lately. I got the Washington Capitals at the New York Rangers. I'll take the Rangers money line win. I got the Boston Bruins money line win at the Ottawa Senators, and I've got the Toronto Maple Leafs money line win at the St. Louis Blues.
Yeah, Dad's been doing real good on the hockey. I don't know much. I don't watch enough hockey to give out picks for the hockey.
I had 4 or 5 parlays last week. I did pretty well on the hockey and NBA, which is unusual for me because I usually don't do very good on NBA.
Thursday night game for the NFL this week is the Dallas Cowboys at the Tennessee Titans.
That could be a decent game. Yeah, Tennessee's hurting that quarterback.
They have Cowboys as 10.5-point favorites. Then you got a lot of pretty big games this weekend with playoff implications, as you have the Buccaneers and Panthers. Basically, the winner of that game wins can win the division. You got the Browns at the Commanders.
Where's that game at?
That game is in Tampa.
Carolina's been running the football so well. That's going to be the key. If they run the football like that, I don't think Tampa's going to be able to beat them.
Tampa's a 3-point favorite in that game. Got the Browns at the Commanders. That's a big game for the Commanders. Trying to hold on to that last playoff spot, and they got Green Bay and some other people breathing right down their neck. Saints at the Eagles, which that's not really. The Eagles just have to win one more game and they clinch their division. So I mean, it's not. Jacksonville at Houston. That's a big game for Jacksonville, trying to stay in that last AFC South spot.
Honestly, Houston's been playing good football the last 3 or 4 weeks.
Yep. Oh, yes. You got the Bears at the Lions. That's a big game for the Lions as they're trying to stay in the playoff hunt. Dolphins at the Patriots. Real big game for the Dolphins. For both of them trying to get playoffs, and it's looking like the Dolphins probably won't have Tua.
If Dolphins lose this game, they could be in danger of not making the playoffs. Yep.
And like I said,
I don't think they have an easy game the next game. I think it's the Jets.
I think it is. I can't remember for sure, but
if I remember right, the last one's Jets.
And now they might not have Tua for that game as he entered concussion protocol for second time this season. I don't know. That's weird. You got people complaining about the NFL, but it's a slippery slope because a lot of the information the doctors go off of on putting a guy in concussion protocol goes off what the player tells him too. So I mean, because people are going, well, how do you get to play that second half and then the next day you get put? Well, he probably lied to him. He probably told him that he was fine. They watch your eyes and do some of that stuff, but
I don't remember him.
I saw they showed the play they think it happened. It was a sack and he got sacked and he got took back, kind of straight back. His head hit. I don't think the dude knows how to fall either. I mean, when you're getting tackled like that, you got to tuck your chin some so your head don't whiplash off. And he doesn't do a good job at
protecting himself at all.
And I'm not putting it all on him, but I mean, you got to protect yourself as well. A lot of people say he should retire, shouldn't play no more. I'm not going to say that. Dude's worked his whole life to get where he's at. It's probably this is probably what he loves to do. If he wants to play. I mean, that's up to him. I don't see that.
It may come to a situation
where he might have to. I mean,
but it's his only second concussion this year. I mean, it's not.
Well, some people think, it's probably his third. Well, you don't know that for sure.
You really don't.
And
know.
I mean, we've seen some players have to quit. Oh, Steve Young quit probably a little bit sooner than he wanted to because of concussions. And sometimes the style you play, you hold on that ball. The longer you hold on to that ball, you can put Broncos at the Chiefs. That's not really a big game. Broncos aren't going nowhere. They fired their coach. They got a mess going on over there right now. They paid Russell Wilson all that money. signed him to this real long, big deal, and hasn't going by year one. It hasn't worked out. I guess we'll find out next season if it was the coach or if it was more the coach or if it was more Russell Wilson.
I think they over-evaluated their team to a certain degree. Everybody talks
Yeah.
about all these great weapons they have, and I know Russell Wilson's not played very good. There's no doubt
Yeah.
about that. But I haven't seen nothing great out of these other guys either. I mean, to be honest with you.
When we were talking about that earlier, some on the afternoon show with Mike Hughes where like Judy, that's supposed to be their big weapon at the wide receiver. He hasn't really panned out like to what people thought he would be. If you look at the guys that he was drafted with, Waddle's performed better than him. CD Lamb. I mean,
running game's not been.
Well, it really hurt them losing Williams.
I know. Every team gets.
But I mean, Williams was there, and then Gordon never
panned out.
Then you got the Colts at the Giants. Don't even want to get started on the Colts after last night.
Big game for the Giants.
Yeah. Colts, man. You think, real quick, do you think they're going to start Nick Foles again next week?
I think they'd be ridiculous to. I think there's only one person.
It was ridiculous
to start him anyway.
Well, it was ridiculous to start him, but not even that. It was ridiculous to bring him back out for the second half.
Well, they should be starting the young guy and let's see what he can do.
Your offense gained 65 yards in the first half throwing the ball. 65 yards, and you leave, and you threw what 2 or 3 interceptions in the first half, and you leave him in the game. It didn't make.
Ryan threw for 200 some yards in the last game and didn't throw no interceptions, and he gets benched. So I mean,
yeah, I don't. Jets and Seahawks
again. Though the offensive line's horrible, Chris.
Oh yeah, it is. It's horrible.
It's pathetic.
He got sacked 6-7 times last night.
I believe it was 7. It's pathetic.
Jets at the Seahawks. That's a big game. Got both teams still trying to compete in the playoffs there. 49ers at the Raiders. But this is the game I'm interested in. I'm a Colts fan, so usually it's the Colts game, but we're not. But the game I'm really excited about on Sunday is the Vikings and the Packers. I think it's not only is it a division game, but who would have thought the Packers would still have a shot to get in the playoffs? They can win these last 2 games, and
where's that game
at? It's in Green Bay.
Ooh, that's tough.
And then they play the Bears the next week in Green Bay. So they got their last 2 games at home. So I mean, it's going to be interesting.
Honestly, so I think I heard that the Colts might be number 5 now in the draft.
Yeah, I think I heard that too.
And still can move up.
You got the Rams at the Chargers, which Chargers have already clinched a playoff spot. Steelers and the Ravens. They're both still. I know Steelers still have a chance. And then the Bills and Bengals on Monday night. That should be a real good one as well.
Yeah, that should be.
Bengals lost a big part of their offensive line, though.
Yes, they did.
And that was one thing the Bengals had going for them is they've had the same 5 offensive linemen all season long, and now you're going to lose one right before some of your biggest games.
I heard a guy on your guys' sports thing think that this is it for the Bengals this year. I don't disagree. I don't agree with that. I mean, I know you could lose some receivers but their offensive line. I don't think he realizes that 2 of those offensive linemen that they started this year are rookies.
Yeah,
so they're going to be there.
Yeah, I mean, all them guys don't have to be paid this year.
Yeah. Well, what I'm saying, even offensive line, he thought the offensive line. 2 of them guys were rookies, so they're going to be there. So
they brought all them guys in so this year. So I would say none of them guys they're going to have to worry about next year.
And he talked about his receivers and his quarterback. You always got the franchise tag too. So one of those guys are going to get franchise tag. It may pay 2 of them franchise. They're going to do everything.
Yeah, they'll find a way to keep most of that team, to keep the biggest part of that team together.
Yeah, I agree. I don't. The main receiver, which they kind of 1A, 1B, but I still think the one's probably a little better than Higgins, slightly, because when he was out, you could tell. I think he's Chase. I think Chase is the one that you really want to make sure you keep, and of course Burrow you got to keep. He's a franchise quarterback. There's no doubt about that. So I don't see that team losing a lot of people as much as he thinks.
And it can be done. I mean, think about it. Colts was able to keep Peyton Marvin and Reggie Wayne together for all those years.
That being said, though,
but we didn't have the greatest defense either.
That being said, though, Cincinnati in the past has been notorious for being cheap.
That's true. That is true. Kind of like what we were talking about in the afternoon show about the Ravens on the offensive side of the ball. Because oh man, they had me. I don't know if you were listening. In, they had me They had me fired up. Jay did want to talk about how great Jalen Hurts is, but then wants to trash Lamar Jackson. And it's like, dude, look at their stats.
Well, their stats not that far off.
No, their stats
year.
aren't that far off, and Lamar Jackson's missed 4 or 5 games.
Yes.
And I'm telling you, if you put Lamar, if you just took Jalen Hurts out and inserted Lamar Jackson, that Eagles team would be just as good, if not better. I think better personally, but what would Jalen Hurts look like?
And then the other thing is,
here's my thing: do you think Jalen Hurts would be able to put the numbers he's putting up, or not the numbers he's putting up? Would he be able to put up the same kind of numbers that Lamar Jackson's putting up in Baltimore? I don't think so.
No, not what. Not Andrews has missed games. Their receivers are not that good, and then the running backs have been hurt all year long. All 3 running backs have been hurt and missed time.
And I know they lost, but look how many yards that offense was able to put up with a backup quarterback over the weekend. They end up losing that game basically because a couple turnovers. One quarterback had a couple, but Miles Sanders with his first fumble of the season. You had a couple fumbles there toward the end of the game, or they might have won that game. And look at the numbers that Minshew was able to put up with that offense. And you're telling me that Lamar Jackson couldn't go there with those weapons and be, man, that team would look scary.
Probably might be the MVP. With those weapons.
And I'm not the biggest Lamar Jackson fan, but I get tired of everybody talking about how great Jalen Hurts is, and then saying that Lamar Jackson's not a quarterback. He's a running back.
That's my problem. Is that he's saying the Hurts is a quarterback 1, running back 2, but Lamar Jackson's not. That's bullshit.
Yeah,
they're the same.
Pretty much same player. Other than Hurts is a little bit bigger guy. He runs into contact where Lamar Jackson can avoids contact more.
Yeah.
You know, and Lamar Jackson to me has a little bit more twitch, but Hurts a little more power run.
Right now, if you're going to give it to a quarterback, there's no doubt the quarterback you give it to is
Mahomes. Yeah, I don't know where all these people think that that Jalen Hurts should be the MVP.
You want to say most improved player? Maybe Hurts.
If you're going to give it to a quarterback, I think it's Mahomes. But I think this should be the year that a non-quarterback guy gets it. I mean, you have.
Well, everybody,
you have Jefferson there in Minnesota that you could put up there. Well, I think Micah Parsons had a great year. There's been some other defensive guys that's had great years. I mean, I don't know. I don't think Jalen Hurts is the guy that should be getting it, but we'll see what happens.
I was gonna tell you, I was looking at some odds and stuff. Odd Shark, which I look at a lot, computer. They do computer picks. They're picking Ohio State to beat Georgia. 41.
Yeah, I saw it. You said that.
I was wrong on the score. I had it like 41-36, but they're saying 41-39. They're predicting Ohio State. I can't see Ohio State scoring 41 points on Georgia.
I hope.
Oh, I do too.
I hope Ohio State wins and Michigan wins and we get that rematch.
Big Ten, yeah.
Big Ten rematch and national. That's what I hope. Yeah. I think it's going to be Georgia and Michigan is what I think it's going to be. I think Michigan is going to get by TCU, and then I just think Georgia's the best team in the country.
Which has a better offense, in your opinion, Georgia or Michigan?
Better offense? I'd say Georgia.
I do too, and that's why I think Georgia's got a better defense than Michigan. So I don't think Ohio State scores 41 points on Georgia. If they score 41 points on Georgia,
they're going to win the game. They'll probably win the game if they score 41 points.
I think their hope is to score in the 30s and have a chance to win the game. I think they're going to have to score in the 30s to beat Georgia. What do you think? I think Ohio State's going to have to score in the 30s to beat Georgia. I don't think they can score 25, 26, 27 points and beat Georgia. Ohio State. I think Ohio State's going to have to be at least in the 30s.
Oh, yeah.
To beat them.
And I think Georgia only gives up, 17, averaging about 19 points a game or something? Let me take a look real quick. I'll be honest with you. I haven't really looked at any of the player props for those games. I do like That's crazy. Jokic to record a double-doubles at minus 900. That's crazy. I wonder what it is to get a triple-double. Minus 900 to get or no, okay. Plus 140 to get a triple-double. What was I going to say? Man, I'm on FanDuel, and these player props I don't really like because like that one's not bad. Jokic should get 25 plus points at minus 180. That's not bad. But like 20 plus points is at minus 650. Let me see what it says here. Let's see. First place 50K left. Oh, okay. You're in a oh, okay, so you're in some kind of contest on DraftKings. Hey, 50K definitely be nice. So you're looking at players.
Yeah, that Michigan TCU game for the college football game this weekend. They're predicting Michigan to beat TCU basically 41-33.
I like the Jokic under 26.5 because you can get that minus 106. Like I said, these odds here are FanDuel odds. Hold on. Trying to get that. Trying to switch to the other game. I accidentally went out of the app. But in that game, man, that's going to be Warriors and Hornets. Let's see what we got here. Player points. I like Jordan Poole under the 27.5. Got Klay Thompson. Mellow Ball. I like Mellow Ball over the 23.5. Player rebounds. I like Draymond Green to have the over the 7.5 rebounds. And then wrong one. Go back to this real quick. Is it all on like the like player performance stuff? Is it what the contest is, or is it for the get like the since it's not for because it's not for like the who wins or loses the game? I like this one. I like Jokic to make 2 or more 3-pointers. You get that at plus 370. I think that's a real. I really like that. I don't know what it is on DraftKings, but I do like that. Jokic to make 2 or more threes. 2 or more threes at like I said, you get that at plus 370. So I really like that. Oh, and they got so many different things you can bet on. It's crazy all the different player options you can get. To record a triple double, Jokic is plus 140. I like that too. He's been almost averaging the triple. You pick players from all 4 teams. Okay. I like Jokic to record a triple double. That's at plus 140. Because, like I say, he's been almost averaging a triple double. They got Michael Porter Jr. at minus 220 to make 2+ threes.
Big players from all 4 teams.
Yeah. It's an 8-man roster. Okay. So you're more about what points they, like how they each player performs. Okay. I see what you're in now. Okay. Well, in that game, I definitely like Jokic for the Nuggets. I'd go with Jordan Poole with the Warriors because you have Curry out, so they're going to need Poole to have a good game. What was the other one? Sacramento, and then it was the Hornets. Lamelo Balls would be a good one to have. Lamelo Ball would be a good one to have off the Hornets because of points. Jamal Murray's been playing pretty good for the Nuggets as well. All right, before we get out of here, I'll go through my picks again. For the NBA tonight, I like the 76ers -5, Pacers money line, and the over to the 238 against the Hawks. Celtics -14.5 at home against the Rockets. Raptors -4 against the Clippers. And I like the Grizzlies -8 over the Suns, and the Denver Nuggets -4 against the Sacramento Kings. College football night bowl games, I like East Carolina -7.5 and Wisconsin -3.5. And in NCAA basketball, I like Notre Dame -7.5 and Marquette -7.5. That's going to be my picks for today. Did you want to go through your picks?
Yeah, NBA, I've got the Charlotte Hornets at the Golden State Warriors. I'll take the Warriors -4.5. I've got the Philadelphia 76ers -5 at the Wizards. I've got the San Antonio Spurs at the OKC Thunder. I'll take the Thunder -7.5. NHL hockey, I've got the Capitals at the Rangers. Rangers money line win. I've got the Boston Bruins money line win at the Ottawa Senators. And I got the Toronto Maple Leafs money line win at the St. Louis Blues. College basketball, I got Northwestern State at Texas A&M. I'll take Texas A&M -16. I got Jacksonville at Notre Dame. I'll take Notre Dame -7.5. And I got Texas A&M Commerce at Texas. I'll take Texas -29.5.
All right. I want to thank everybody for joining us. Thanks Tim for joining us today and being active in the chat. We appreciate it. We will be back tomorrow right around 3:30 with another episode of Easy Money, a sports betting show. Check out Unscripted tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern at Unscripted on Facebook or I don't know what all platforms he'll have it on. So I know you can find Unscripted on Facebook and usually Unscripted YouTube. Then tomorrow we'll be right back to our normal slate on Wednesday. Have Gonzo and the Judge tomorrow night. ASAP Afternoon Blitz at 1. Like I said, easy money. But we appreciate everybody joining us. Hopefully we can do pretty good on the picks tonight. And we'll see you guys tomorrow right around 3:30.